Well, hey there! Welcome back to my channel. I'm sharing my currently inked pens for June, and since we're approaching mid-year, I'm gonna go briefly over all the pens I have inked up from previous videos. To match the sticker set I used this month in my Hobonichi weeks, I wanted to use Sailor Shikiori Sakuramori, which I already had in my purple TWSBI Diamine 580. I've been using this combination in my puppy planner for the last few months, and I've been really enjoying it. This is only a 20 milliliter bottle, and I'm halfway through it, and I'm kind of excited to finish it up. I've actually never finished a bottle of ink before, and this year I'm gunning for it. To match the sticker set I used this month in my reading journal, I paired Diamine Weeping Willow with this Kaweco Brass Sport. It's a pretty similar color to what I had in it previously, which was Wilting Thicket by the Birmingham Pen Company. Of the two, I prefer Weeping Willow just because it has some green shading in it. For an Arthurian retelling I recently read, I used my Leonardo Furore in Blue Galaxy with Diamine Red Dragon. Red Dragon was the first red ink that I bought, and I kind of regretted it for a while, but lately I've been using it a lot more, especially for practicing calligraphy. The next book I read was one on fantasy illustration, and for it I wanted to use a stub nib, so I grabbed my TWSBI Eco in the color Persian green, and I filled it up with Monteverde California Teal. You can't really notice it here, but it does have a reddish pinkish sheen. I don't know if I would consider this teal since it leans so green. Emerald maybe? Then the next three pens I inked up to use in my 8 pen questions video. I was going for a synthwave vibe. I never actually used the Lamy in it, but anyway. Unfortunately, Tsutsuji is one of the inks Pilot recently discontinued, but I still have like half a bottle left, so I think I'll live. I also don't use it very often because it is awfully bright. And then I have my partner's Conklin Duragraph in the matte black rainbow color, which is a limited edition. Isn't it gorgeous? I thought for some reason that I had Diamine Marine in it, but it is Colorverse Hayabusa. I also have the glistening version of this ink, which has purple shimmer, and it's in a tiny 15 milliliter bottle. I am sorely tempted to buy Colorverse's Christmas Advent calendar this year instead of Diamine's, but I'm worried about how I'm going to store 24 tiny, awkwardly shaped bottles. So I guess I would just have to create a shelf, put them on display. See how useful demonstrator pens are? I can clearly tell I have Diamine Marine in this. I feel kind of bad because every time I look at this TWSBI, I wish it was the pastel pink instead of the hot pink. But would the pastel pink look as fetching with this turquoise? I don't think so. In May, I bought 2 inks. The first one is Van Diemen's Parrotfish. I definitely did not need another turquoise or teal ink, but as soon as I saw that this had dark purple shimmer in it, I had to get it. But you can see here, as I'm trying to swatch it, the ink is just not flowing well. I think next I'm going to try this out in a broad or flex nib. Doesn't this ink make you think of mermaids? Oh my gosh. I also bought Wearingeul's Purgatorio. It's a dusty brownish pink that looks lovely with this TWSBI Eco. Lately I've been reaching a lot more for muted colors, and so I'm trying to round out my collection a bit more. The ink is a bit dry, so it isn't the most pleasant experience with an extra fine nib. I'd like to try it in something a little broader. Lastly, I have this Pilot Custom 743 in the color Verdigris, inked up with Diamine Grotto. This was one of the inks that I didn't really have an interest in from the 2024 Inkpen calendar. It's an extreme sheen, which I have a love-hate relationship with. I think they're very pretty, but they can be a pain to write with. A lot of the time they smear. I noticed that if I pause too long while I'm writing, which I often do because it takes me a while to gather my thoughts, the nib dries up and it takes a moment to get it to write again. But otherwise, I am enjoying the combination. The colors really complement each other. But of course, that's color theory for you. Is this not the most matchy-matchy ink for this cover? I didn't even finish the book before I chose this. Like I said at the beginning, we're almost halfway through the year, so I thought I'd go over the pens I still have inked up from my previous videos. I don't want to bore anyone with the same pens and ink every month, so I normally only share the most recent pens I've added to the rotation. If I know I'm only going to use the pen for 1 or 2 journal spreads, I will only fill it up with a tiny amount, but it still takes me quite a while to get through it. It's a bit sad, most of these pens have been lying in a box since I don't have enough pen storage. I should probably limit how many I have going at once, or I could just buy more pen storage. Alright, well that's all I have for today. If you're interested in listening to me ramble more about pens, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye!